So, you need to start pasting pictures of your wallpaper on your wall. Let me tell you why. Many of you have probably already read Atomic Habits, which is a book that teaches you how to build habits and how to break them. And it's great for building a perfect work environment and how to build habits and quit habits in a vacuum. What do I mean by vacuum? A vacuum means that basically you're in the perfect work environment, there's no temptation, then you can do it. But, when you have to go outside of your perfect environment for, let's say, TikTok, you set up a perfect work environment, you deleted Snapchat, deleted TikTok, deleted YouTube, deleted everything, and now your phone's on monochrome, it has a time limit, it's in the garage 95% of the time, it's perfect. But, if you need to go and you need to get somebody Snapchat for something, let's say for a job opportunity, or you need to go and get their Instagram, then you can't because now you're not in your perfect work environment anymore. So now Instagram's on your phone, so you're going to always be scrolling on it. Or you're going to if you need to check your Gmail and you're on your phone, you're not in your perfect work environment anymore, so now you're going to scroll away infinitely. So how do we make it so that you could be on your phone, you could look at it. My phone's recording, so I can't do it, but I can use my phone, but I'm not going to infinitely doom scroll. It's willpower. Willpower is the ability to resist doing something. And the way that it works is you can fill up your beaker of willpower. It's kind of like a beaker. So you can fill it up with, let's say, you can fill it up with glucose and sleep. But the problem is, let's say you filled up, you ate all the perfect food, you slept 10.5 hours, now it's full. But it's still small. And TikTok needs not this much, but it needs this much willpower to not use in a day. So you're not going to be able to use enough willpower to not do it. So what you need to do is get it bigger. You need to make it more like mine, the big jug. So how do you do that? It's through willpower training. So what you do is, some things that the book that I read, which is right there, is to get like a cup, fill it up with ice, and stick your finger in it and see how long you can put it in there. That's kind of like training, but it's not very specific. I like to do something called cue overload. But before I do that, let me explain to you what this is. This is the habit cycle. What this means is your habits go like this. There's a cue, craving, response, reward. The cue is, I'll give you an example of TikTok. I see the phone. I want to go on the phone. I scroll away for 5 hours. I feel the dopamine, but now I kind of feel sad because I failed. What you can do is not control. You can't control this part. Atomic Habits teaches you that if you just don't do the habit for long enough, the cue won't immediately trigger as a craving. So what Atomic Habits will do is, if you don't use your phone for months on end addictively, then the cue of your phone won't immediately lead to this. But once you're here and you have no willpower training, then you won't be able to stop yourself from going here. And once you're here, you can't stop yourself from going here. So you don't need to worry about this part. You don't need to worry about this because it doesn't matter what you do. If you go open your phone and you start scrolling on TikTok, you're going to get the dopamine. You can't stop it. If you have the cue, then you can't stop the craving. If you don't have the craving, it's just sheer luck. Or maybe after 10 years of not using your phone, you just don't have the craving at all. But it just takes one bad day of just scrolling away to reignite it. The only part you can control is this. And this part is still a big part because you can't control this. Don't try to get to here. Don't start doing the response. Try to stay in here. How can you make it so you're craving the thing, but you're not doing the response a lot of the time? It's with cue overload. So you constantly are cueing yourself to do it, but you're not going to actually go to the response. You're going to practice here. You're going to practice with here. Okay? The way you do this is you could get your phone and put it right next to you as you work, but here's the problem. You don't have the willpower yet, your little willpower jar. You don't have enough to not go here a lot of the times. So what's going to happen is you're going to end up doing it a lot of the time, and then that's only going to further reinforce the cycle. So what do? You get a TikTok vaccine. So what you do is you screenshot TikTok, your For You page. You put it on your wall, and you put your phone far away. Why? Why do I want to do that? Because now, guess what? You're going to experience the craving, but you can't go to the response. It's impossible because you can't scroll on a piece of paper. It's impossible. So now you're just constantly here. You're constantly craving it, especially if you put it right in front of your work desk. And now you really want to use it, but you can't. At least theoretically, you could go and walk over, but then you're just a loser. You're just a failure. I'm kidding. What this does is that it teaches you to not go on it. And it builds your willpower jar to a nice big willpower jar of mine. I don't mean to flex my willpower jar, of course. And then, once you go on your phone, and you actually need all of this willpower to not go and scroll away, then you have it. So, in conclusion, paste pictures of TikTok on your wall. And do it a lot, and put it right in front of your desk, and get some sleep, and get some glucose, and make a perfect work environment so that you don't waste your willpower. So when you actually need to practice, you got the practice. You gotta have the willpower to practice with. Having a non-efficient work environment is kind of like going into a workout for like legs after you just biked 5 miles. So you're already tired, so you won't be able to hit it as well as you should have. Or you have to start fighting somebody, but you just literally like ran for 5 miles. So you guys enjoy and stay calm. Peace out, man.